Welcome back, loyal viewers. I thought of a topic, but first I'm gonna respond to the messages in my now archived thread. Thank you for that. Chronic 5. Another awesome video. It would be sweet if we can get these things going regularly. You obviously get the reality of the world and can grasp the fact that other people have different beliefs than you do and can freely discuss them rationally. Well, thank you for thinking my videos are awesome, but as for me obviously grasping the reality of the world, I don't think you could be any further from the truth. I am actually a very egotistical and biased person. I've always been called opinionated, and while I could look at both sides of an issue rationally, it's still very hard to get me to shift my views. I'm a stubborn person, and the only time I'm not stubborn is when I'm arguing the opposite side of an issue just for the sake of arguing. And that's no basis for reality. That's just... I mean, I appreciate you valuing my opinions, but a lot of the shit that I'm saying is just my best guess, and I say it with a sort of conviction that I guess I'm convincing you that I know what I'm talking about. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, dude. I'm just going on. Ergot, I enjoyed a few of these. Thanks for the honest response. You kind of scared me. We had a couple private messages. I guess I'll keep them private, but it was going more in depth to your religious practices that you've talked about in the forums. So I've always, ever since that time, you're a scary dude, man. I mean, I'm sure you're real as shit, and it's I'm not looking down on it, but anytime I see a post by you, dude, I get a little scared. I enjoyed a few of these. I agree with Gunlover and Dionysus that in that I find it more interesting when you talk about stuff other than religion and spirituality, but they're your videos and I'm not going to say what to put in them. Probably just oversaturated with that hocus pocus jibber jabber anyways. Well, thank you. Stunned cunt. He could probably find a healthy balance between discussing RNS and other stuff, although for him it's probably all related in the big scheme of things. I think that's accurate. I definitely take a simple idea and turn it into this grand theme, this big religious thing. And when I was a kid, I was too self-conscious. So now I think that's manifested as a degree of narcissism, although I don't think I'm hopelessly narcissistic. Whenever I'm talking to people, face to face, there's always been this. I've always had the self-evaluating camera on me. I've always even when I'm talking, or even when I seem like an extrovert, I'm really thinking like an introvert. And damn, I'm losing my point. I'm drinking again. I figured it would help. But introverted talking about, and I'm starting to see social, the way how people interact with each other in ways that are just, innate to most people. But for me, I didn't have the experience of that wasn't part of my programming as a kid. So rather than it being an automatic function of socializing, it's actually a conscious effort on my part, because now that I'm an adult and I'm focusing on my weaknesses, strengthening my weaknesses, I have to really, I'm consciously considering every aspect of a conversation and what does a sentence mean in the grand scheme of things. In the beginning there was the word. Well, if what you say makes your reality, I guess that's general semantics in a nutshell. Then what kind of world are we creating just from a conversation? How's the weather today, sort of thing. So for me, it is all related in the big scheme of things. Ergo, yeah, probably. It probably doesn't help to think too much about this kind of thing. What made them interesting to me was in part the spontaneity. The first one, Ethan just kind of rambled off some barely related intoxicated stuff. I think it works better than text on a screen. Yeah, well, I'm glad you enjoy the spontaneity. I think that's why I enjoy doing this too. I go into it with a very rough idea of what I'm going to say, but then, it's pretty much off the top of my head, and that's good because the people in my life, and probably many of the people in your life or anyone's life, you try to share something with them, and they put their spin on it. And that's okay. I mean, it makes for a good conversation, but in that situation, you don't have room to just let it all out. There's no one waiting for their turn to speak when I'm talking to this camera, so I enjoy that. And I also agree that it works better than text on a screen because you can see where I'm coming from. Wan says, I have no idea who Ethan is or was, but damn, he is hot. Okay, thanks. Stunned Cunt replies by saying, come on, are you that starving for attention? Why don't you post your own video response and explain yourself in more depth on this opinion? I agree. Although, Stunned Cunt, I would like to see a video from you as well. Do you have a webcam? That would be cool. Seft. I said cycles, and he says more like fractals. What's the difference to you? I mean, I guess I could compare the words and figure out the difference to me, but what's the difference? Why is fractal more appropriate than cycles? I'm not even sure what time I said cycles that you're in, that you're referencing. You're talking about when I was talking about astrology. Every day is slightly different than a new Mandelbrot set is born. I made this. And I think that's neat. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I'm not sure how the dog relates to fractals. I mean, I know you're a dog fucker, and far out, man. If your dog enjoys it, then I don't have a problem with it. But what compelled you to make a picture of a fractal with a fox? It looks like it's a desktop resolution, so that's cool. What's going on in your head when you made that? I'd like to know. Is all me with me. I found it interesting the way you said rather spend time with criminals. Like the way most people nowadays think anyone with a criminal history are automatically monsters. Besides how much media and certain others would like us all to think, the vast majority of them are just normal everyday people like anyone else. But then I guess it's way too easy to judge others when you've never had to walk in their shoes. Well, that sounds good, but I have walked in those shoes. I've been a drug dealer. I've been a criminal. I guess I download things from the internet. I'm still a criminal. Okay, so in the broad definition of criminal, we're most criminals, and most of us are criminals, and most of us are normal people. But I have hung out with Crips every day. I have hung out with fucking heroin addicts and all sorts of drug users and people that have literally murdered people just as a daily thing. Why I exposed myself to that kind of situation, I'm not sure. I have some ideas on that, but I won't go into that now. But I have been in those shoes. I have been around those kind of people. I have been around some serious ass thugs. I've been around some professional scam artists. I can't say that I've been a part of the criminal underworld. I think I was usually just a very close observer. I was in the shit, but I wasn't involved in it as much as the people around me. But I'm not judging when I say rather spend time with criminals than solitary confinement. But I think it's safe to say that the people in prison, or at least the general atmosphere of people while they're in prison, is not a very pleasant situation to be in, and yet it's still preferable to solitary confinement. That was my point. Nachismo. Hey Ethan, really cool what you did here. ITT, I still don't know what ITT means. It's original and surprised me to see someone use our community like this. Bless you, man. Thank you. As a matter of fact, thank you. Midge, where were you? When were you filming this? Basement, bedroom, apartment, house. I filmed this in the evenings in my garage. I think he said, Lord Tolkien replied by saying, I think he was in his garage. Ethan, I think most of the reason people are hesitant to make a video is it's hard to talk into a camera and stay interesting for over 10 minutes as you are. Well, thanks again, but I really don't think I'm that interesting. I guess I don't interest myself as much as I used to. So the point is, maybe you're more interesting than you think you are. And if you have a camera, I would like you to just talk for 10 minutes about whatever, how your day went, what's pissing you off, what are you enjoying? Did you see any new music videos today? Whatever, man. I think that people would find that a lot more interesting than the majority of half-assed threads that they waste their time on Zocklet. We're all bored. We're on Zocklet. We have better things to be doing than going on Zocklet, and yet we go on Zocklet. So if you have anything to say at all, I think if you put it in a video, it would be interesting enough to keep people's attention, and I would really enjoy it. So please do. All is all me with me. In response to Lord Tolkien. Yes, it is. I want to see what's in those cupboards behind him, though. Probably a load of junk, but the suspense is killing me. Well, I'm running out of time here, but I'll make a quick one for you. A quick run. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Spray paint, various cooking appliances, some more craft supplies, and more paint, and more kitchen appliances, and bread makers, and George Foreman grills, and vegetable steamers, and French fry makers. And then in here we have your basic napkins, and we got this and that crate. And we got some cleaning supplies and some alcohol and some mixers. I hope you can hear me because I'm not going through that again. Okay, I'm running out of time here. Thoroughly enjoyed your BHL. Actually, you know what? I'm going to end this in part 2, so see you guys in just a minute.